Students come in. This meeting is called to order at 6:04. As a reminder, please turn off all electronic devices or to vibrate, and any materials that an individual wishes to distribute to the board should be given to the board secretary. It shall be the duty of each member of the board to conduct him or herself in a professional manner, to avoid unnecessary noise, and to refrain from private conversation. The public in attendance shall be held to the same standards of conduct as the board. Would everyone rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
President Taylor,
Present.
Vice President Crowder. Present. Ms. Rush, present. Ms. Watley Seeds. Present. Ms. Buchanan.
Present.
Mr. Bradley. Mr. Watson.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. May I have a motion for the approval of tonight's agenda? Moved by Vice President Crowder, supported by Trustee Watson. Any questions, comments, concerns before we call the roll? Madam Secretary?
President Taylor,
Yes.
Vice President Crowder. Yes. Ms. Rush, yes. Ms. Watley Seeds.
Yes.
Ms. Buchanan.
Yes.
Mr. Bradley. Mr. Watson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, so at this time, we will have public comment. Public comment is for 3 minutes. If you would like to speak, please come to the podium, state your name and address. Anyone for public comment?
Hello,
No.
Commissioner Mary Alice Adams, 152 Lake Avenue, Benton Harbor, Michigan. Hope everybody's okay this evening. Gosh, it was September of 1998 when I returned back to Benton Harbor. And my understanding was zero as to why the city was falling apart as opposed to being built up. So as I had opened up the beauty salon up here on May and Colfax, which is now a gas station, the clients and everyone in the midst of our conversations would tell me to go and find out myself why there has been no change. So I decided to do just that, and I've been involved ever since. And I've been through quite a few endless, well, hopefully it's ending, times of the point that where we are right now with the threat of school closings. And I don't know how many superintendents since then dealing with the state takeover. And as I stated, I am a commissioner, and I know you all probably don't come down and tell us how to run the city. You entrust us to do that. And that's exactly what me personally I've been doing to try to improve the quality of life for the citizens and the residents of Benton Harbor. However, the decisions that you all make, they end up downtown. That causes us to have to stand up and stand with you all in your decision making. It is my sincere hope after listening, even though I left early last night during the interviews, that I got an opportunity to finish last night. And from my opinion of everything that I've heard from those that interviewed and from what I've saw with thine own eyes and have experienced in listening to the voices of the residents of the city of Benton Harbor, 1 and 4 out of those interviews has the expertise of what our children need. Now, for the past 5, going on 6 years, I've been the point of contact for the Obama Foundation. Well, it's the foundation now. He was still in the White House when I took on that task. We've had endless amount of grants coming through with no contact with our babies within our school system to get these grants to. We lack a lot of resources that are actually available, but can't seem to get them in the hands that they need to be in for the well-being of our children. And I would just hope, though, that you all take into grave consideration, no disrespect to anybody, but our children are in danger of their education. And we need someone with turnaround experience to do just that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. Anyone else for public comment?
Good evening. I'm Princella Tobias, residing in 1128 Yard here in the city of Benton Harbor. And I want to say hello to all the board members. I want to start out by sharing one beautiful, precious message from one of our students that happens to be in the Benton Harbor After School History Program. We have a question for their first assignment. There's actually 4 questions. And one of the questions is, what do you love about your city? This young lady looked at me, her beautiful eyes. She says, I love my school. Short, but how powerful that is. There are some who think because their children go elsewhere and are bused here and there, that they may be providing the best education. That young lady is one, but there are other students who are part of the Benton Harbor After School History Program who feels exactly the same. They love this school. Her statement is priceless in precious. I start out with that because I come to say to this board, I am requesting to meet with the finance and/or curriculum committees. I started out trying to be part of this district on many times, and I was honored and blessed for you to approve us for this program, After School History Program, on October the 8th. Since then, there have been many things that have happened and that have not happened. What has happened is that we've touched many lives, and it's a really wonderful, remarkable experience. And I will tip my hat off every day to teachers. I just finished the class today, so excuse my appearance because it's really something working with children. But this board needs to know what is not happening with us in this program. We started this program for Achieve 2, I believe it was with Ms. Robinson in the last school year. We were not approved until the 8th of October. We met last Friday in a meeting, and it's pursuant to that meeting that I'm here today. I was coming after that meeting anyway, because I really, really think that this board needs to know what is not happening with our program, which we are doing wonderful things. But unfortunately, there's been some managerial problems. We are blessed to have Dr. Shelton now helping us to oversee some of the trials and tribulations we've been through. And she seems like she really has it together. But we've gone through things, and with all due respect, Ms. Robinson, we've tried. Dr. Murray and I met, like I said, on Friday. We spoke to her a week or 2 prior to even send us guidelines and procedures. She then did not send them until last Friday. It was one link to over hundreds of other links, and none of them said our program.
Ms. Tobias.
And I'm just requesting to be included
Okay.
in the meetings.
So we can do that, send that request, or Sue, if you would take that note, and I've had it noted here as well, and I know one of those meetings are coming up, and we'll get you there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Anyone else for public participation?
Good evening. My name is Ronaldo Triplet. when they saw Crystal Avenue. First of all, I'd like to say, good to see Chardonnay Johnson, one of our substitute teachers, long-term from the Boynton Montessori Magnet Program, graduate of Xavier University. So proud of you. So glad that you came back home to help. I've been struggling with, when they say public comments, having been an employee of the district, and when you're talking about ethics, as it relates to responsibilities of employees and coming out and saying things in the public. So I struggle with that because I never ever want to give the media or anyone an opportunity to print negative stuff as it relates to our district. I am at this table because I'm very disappointed when I look at this Board of Education. Maybe I thought things were different. Maybe I thought we had the same goals, same thoughts, because it's not personal. It's never personal. I had an opportunity to go to the meeting this afternoon with the City Advisory Committee. I had an opportunity to discuss some things. But I feel like when you take these seats, you're not a club. You're representing this community with integrity. You're representing this community with leadership. And you are the governing body for education in the city of Benton Harbor. And I don't know maybe I wasn't supposed to say it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Triplett. Anyone else for public comment? All right, so at this time, I'll ask for a motion of the approval of the minutes from December 3rd, 2019 work session. May I have a motion?
So moved.
All right, so motion by Vice President Crowder, supported by Trustee Buchanan. Any questions, comments, concerns before we approve the minutes of December 3rd, 2019? Madam Secretary, call the roll.
President Taylor,
Yes.
Vice President Crowder. Yes. Ms. Rush, yes. Ms. Watley Seeds.
Yes.
Ms. Buchanan.
Yes.
Mr. Bradley. Mr. Watson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. At this time, we'll have a presentation of certificates for our First Lego League and FTC robotics teams from the schools of ACA, as well as the School of Fairplain East. Would the representatives from those schools come forward? And that could be Ms. Johnson, that could be all of our coaches and mentors. And I'm gonna allow you guys to, Mr. Clark, and you guys, if you would, present your team and make some comments at will. So you have the mic.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Craig Clark, and I am one of the co-coaches of the ACA Tech Cubs robotics team, along with Coach Chardonnay Johnson and also Coach Mentor Dale Patterson, and also mentor Coach Joseph Taylor. We started out very slowly at one point, and we lost our robotics coach. So myself and Charnay Johnson stepped in, and we were able to win a trophy for inspiration at the first Lego League. And then secondly, we were presented with the Judges Award. So we have done a lot, so I get very emotional when speaking of them because it's a rough terrain, but we made it. We started at the bottom. Now we're here. Thank you very much.
You can present those if you would call the students up. And while you're doing so, before you do so, I'm going to present these. This one is for me, but I'll take that one first, yeah. And so Chardonnay Johnson, I want to just echo what Mr. Triplett said. This young lady is, she started off at Benton Harbor Area School. She graduated from North Carolina. She has a degree in science, and I think, we talked about earlier in the year about people coming back to the district. She's here, she's helping out, great asset, and so glad to have her, Chardonnay Johnson. All right. Next up, we have Coach Clark. He stepped up, and I appreciate him so much because it's not only being a teacher in the classroom, but it's taking on a secondary role to make sure our kids are great with STEM. So thank you so much, Coach Clark, and look forward to working with you next year.
I'm just going to run through the names that's on our teams.
I just got a couple more.
Okay.
So I have, and I'm so sorry to interrupt. I don't see Michael's here. I sent an email to make sure that we had a extra certificate, but Michael will get that to you. So I want to acknowledge a young engineer from Whirlpool that works, a coworker. He's in the Whirl program, which is a great asset to Whirlpool. Please give Michael a round of applause. And we also have a certificate for Mr. Roseberg. He's not here, he had an emergency, but I want to thank him so much for stepping up as a principal and bringing this portion of STEM into their school. And last but not least is Mr. Delbert Patterson. He's my main man, right? He's been helping out with First Robotics for years with me. We're both mentors for the high school team. When I got on the phone and told Dale that ACA needed a coach, I said, Dale, could you help so we don't leave the kids stranded? He stepped up to the plate. Students went to the competition. They got a trophy. We did that in 2 weeks. Then we turned right back around as a team, Chardonnay Johnson, Mr. Clark, Delbert, myself, and Michael. And we took the students Saturday to our Lego competition. So shout out to this man because he does so much for Benton Harbor Area Schools. I'll turn it over to Mr. Clark and you can give the students their awards.
Okay, I just want to present that the ones that are here at this time. And the first one is William Arden, the fourth.
And if you would, Mr. Harden, if you guys would stand over there because what we're gonna do, we're gonna shake your hand and we're also gonna get a group photo. And I know your mom's proud.
Secondly, we have Kamari A. Johnson. Next up, we have Kiana Brownlee.
I just told the young lady's mother that great child. She kept us in line. She's a road taker. She's a little general. So appreciate it so much.
And next up, we have Eric Brownlee.
A young man's part of the Lego League team that got the trophy in 2 weeks. So kudos to him. Great driver.
And lastly for tonight is Demarion Tunstall.
So Demarion, he was our driver for the Lego League Saturday. I'm sorry, the FTC League, and he was nervous at first, but at the end of the day, he did a great job. So want to thank him so much.
Yes.
If the board could, if we can get up and take a photo with our young people before our next school comes up.
Wow.
Hey, how you doing? I'm great, man. So we requested that our coaches and mentors send the name of the student. So I don't see any.
I didn't get that email.
Yeah, that email went out. Yeah, that's okay.
It could be because I switched over to the high school. I may not have,
Okay.
I didn't get it.
Not a problem. What we'll do is you give us the names and we'll get those to the students. We don't want to leave them out. But I do have, so they do have your name on this certificate of appreciation, Sheila Ford Blossom,
Yes, sir.
because last time we worked together was Mrs. Ford, Miss
Yes,
Ford. So congratulations on your marriage. And if
Thank
you, I'm going to give this to you and I want to thank you so much. And you can introduce your students.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you?
Fine.
I am originally a fifth grade teacher from Benton Harbor, or not, Fairplain East Elementary School. I now reside here at the high school as a physical science teacher. Had many adversities in the beginning, but we persevered, and that's what this is all about. I want to thank Miss Lisa Bennett. She's one of the coaches right here. Lisa, wave your hand. All right. I thank her for stepping up, stepping in. The other one, Miss Giselle Floyd. Could you stand, Giselle? Or wave your hand. In part of my absence, I do appreciate Giselle for stepping in and helping Miss Bennett to carry this on, because robotics is my heart. I started it back in 2017. We brought home our first trophy. Then we carried it on the next year, but this year we advanced. You know, we advanced to state. And we actually go Saturday to Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, and hope to bring home something else. You know, but of everything, the hope is that the children just have fun. It's a wonderful experience for them. They got a chance to meet children from other schools, and they enjoyed themselves wholeheartedly. All right, will the 4th and 5th graders stand? And would you please walk over one line, please, and thank you. They worked diligently, wholeheartedly. This year, one of the things I did this year, so that everyone could collaborate, is I set up a Google Docs with everybody included in it, so they were able to share with me. So we got a chance to bring that technology piece into it, because this is a technology age. All right, may I take this off? I'm going to actually have them introduce themselves, because this is something we've been working on, just projecting that voice and saying who you are. It's not about me saying who you are, but you have to know.
There you go.
Amen.
Look at those pretty girls.
So you're gonna say your first and last name, and you're gonna say what grade you're in.
Hello, my name is Talicia Cornelius, and I am in the 5th grade.
Hello, my name is Lejacian Khan, and I'm in 5th grade.
Hello, my name is Elijah Bennett, and I'm in 4th grade.
Hello, my name is Davion, and I'm in 5th grade.
Hello, my name is Danielle Kemp, and I'm in 4th grade. Hello, my name is Lydia Powell, I'm in 4th grade. Hello, my name is Janaya Horton, and I'm in 5th grade. Hello, my name is Cornell Jordan. I'm in 4th grade. Hello, my name is Todd Richard, and I'm in 5th grade.
Hello, my name is Kawarian Washington, and I'm in the 4th grade.
And that completes, you know, the phenomenal group. We didn't have a moment's trouble. When I say they represented this community well, I mean, we had other people coming up. We actually ended up getting the Best Team Spirit Award.
All right.
They didn't get upset. We were in the lead. We had 245 points. And one team came in and swooped and got 260 points, but they didn't get upset.
All right.
They went through and they congratulated them and pretty much told them, we'll see y'all at state.
All right.
So Sheila,
Yes, sir.
tell the audience what that means when they don't get upset. What's that word we use?
Gracious professionalism.
You got it.
All right.
All right, so we're gonna get up and, board members, and take a photo with the group from Fairplain East.
Yes.
There you go.
Ms. Bennett? Bennett, I need you in the picture. Ms. Floyd? Ms. Floyd? Oh, I saw her. We have 2 more comments. The other folks are coming.
So I want to thank all the students and parents. Thank you for participating in your students' life. And I'll be there to help the students again. So thank you, young people.
Congratulations, guys. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you. Last.
All right, so at this time, we'll turn it over to Superintendent Robinson. Consent item, staff report number 1.
Consent item, staff report number 1, reason for board consideration. The Board of Education must approve and accept all grants and donations to the district. Policy number 7230, gift grants and requests. Facts and analysis of the Harbor Education Foundation include the following grants: mentor stipends, teachers and training supplies, teacher and student school supplies, robotics grants for robotics teams, project literacy projects, Respect Academy at International Academy at Hall. We also received a grant from Arby's Grand Opening Give Back Program that was awarded to Fairplain East as well. We received a donation from Reverend Edward Pinkney, which was a trumpet, trombone, and saxophone. We also received a BHAS Community Foundation grant, which goes and helps the robotics teams. The recommended action is that the Benton Harbor Area Schools Board of Education gratefully acknowledges and accepts the above donations to the district for the 2019-2020 school year.
Thank you. May I have a motion for the approval of staff report number 1? All right, so motion moved by Treasurer Seats, supported by Vice President Crowder. Any questions, comments, concerns? All right, please call the vote.
President Taylor,
Yes.
Vice President Crowder,
Yes.
Ms. Rush, yes, Ms. Watley Seeds,
Yes.
Ms. Buchanan, Mr. Bradley, Mr. Watson,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you. Staff report number 1A, Megabots robotics trip.
The subject is the BHAS robotics trip. Reason for board consideration is the Benton Harbor Area Schools Board of Education must approve overnight and or out-of-state trips in accordance with the revised code of conduct and board policy. Facts and analysis, the Megabots 4th and 5th grade robotics team has been invited to the first Lego League State Championship. This is being held at the Bloomfield Hills High School in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. The championship is being held on Saturday, December 14th. Because of the early hours of the event, it has been decided that the students leave on Friday evening and spend the night. This trip is being paid for by the BHAS Community Grant. The Neola policy is 2340, and the recommended action is that the Benton Harbor Area Schools Board of Education approves the trip for the Megabots 4th and 5th grade robotics team to Bloomfield Hills, Michigan for the first Lego League State Championship.
Thank you. May I have a motion for the approval of staff report number 1A?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Lou Buchanan. All right, so supported by Vice President Crowder. Any questions, comments, concerns concerning staff report 1A? I would just say kudos, and sometimes, things like this come up quickly. Normally we get field trips in advance, but you see our young people just want a trophy and get to compete for state, so. Madam Secretary?
President Taylor,
Yes.
Vice President Crowder,
Yes.
Ms. Rush, yes, Ms. Watley Seeds,
Yes.
Ms. Buchanan,
Yes.
Mr. Bradley, Mr. Watson,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you. Mr. Johnson, monthly financial reports, October 2019, staff report number 2.
Thank you. The reason for board consideration is a set of financial reports is provided to the Board of Education each month. Facts and analysis, this evening it's recommended that payments for all the district's funds be approved for the month of October. Policy reference is 6470, payment of claims. Recommended action is that the Benton Harbor Area Schools Board of Education vote to approve the October 2019 payments for all the funds listed.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. May I have a motion for the approval of staff report number 2? Number 2.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Watson. May I have a second? Supported by treasurer Seats. Any questions, comments, concerns regarding staff report number 2? Madam Secretary?
President Taylor,
Yes.
Vice President Crowder,
Yes.
Ms. Rush, yes, Ms. Watley Seeds,
Yes.
Ms. Buchanan,
Yes.
Mr. Bradley, Mr. Watson,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you. Staff report number 3, Mr. Johnson, the farm lease.
Thank you. The reason for board consideration, the party that leased most of the board-owned farmland this year expressed interest in leasing the farm again next year. Facts and analysis, the board owns approximately 136 acres of land and leased most of this land for farming during the past several years. The proposed lease reserves 3 acres surrounding the ponds for student use. And the board packet includes a copy of the signed 2019 lease and a markup copy of the 2020 proposed lease, showing several proposed non-monetary changes to the lease. There is no policy reference. The recommended action is that the Benton Harbor Area Schools Board of Education approves the leasing of the board-owned real property term of the farm for $225 per tillable acre in 2020, and authorize the interim superintendent to execute a lease, therefore, that's substantially similar to the attached draft lease agreement with all the other marks.
Thank you. May I have a motion for staff report number 3?
So
Moved by Vice President Crowder. May I have support?
support.
Supported by trustee Lou Buchanan. Any questions, comments, concerns regarding staff report number 3 of the farm lease that was brought up to the board last week? So, Mr. Johnson, are we getting the marketable value per acre based on, I think it's Michigan state standards?
According to a representative that I contacted Michigan State University Extension, we provide a market range, and this falls near the middle, actually in the middle of that range.
And so what would be the total? We know it's, I think it's 136 acres of land, plus or minus woods.
Yes, it's 136 acres of land. And so the least amount would be, I'm sorry, the amount that we pay is $24,750.
Any other questions? Because I had one more. But I wanted to afford the board an opportunity before I intercede. Anyone else? So last week we talked about in the lease, I think, remember in the years past, we had the 3 acres set aside. And it seems like they put it next to the pond, so I hope that's okay for biology purposes and things like that. But we still need to make sure that we do have some land in case we want our students to grow some things, right? We don't want it just to be on the edge of the water. So I think when we're agreeing to this, we need to make sure that we have tillable land so that we can go and do some future Farmer of America type stuff. All right. Yes. So can we put that in the agreement as well?
Yes, I'll make that modification before I send it to you.
Okay. All right. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
President Taylor,
Yes.
Vice President Crowder,
Yes.
Ms. Rush, yes, Ms. Watley Seeds,
Yes.
Ms. Buchanan,
Yes.
Mr. Bradley, Mr. Watson,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you. Staff report number 4, HR approval of new hires. Mrs. Gill?
Submitting for board consideration to approve the employment of the staff in accordance with the revised school code and other general laws of Michigan. Sandra Packwood, teacher in training, special education at DEC. Mark Douglas, teacher in training, social studies at the high school. Angelina Cooper, social emotional learning interventionist and trauma specialist at Hall. It's a part-time position. Mila Hines, paraprofessional, academic paraprofessional at the high school. Monica Fikima, teacher in training, 3rd grade at Hall. And Kenneth Salonika, teacher, 7th grade social studies at ACA. Recommended action that the School Board of Education vote to approve the employment of the aforementioned staff.
Thank you. May I have a motion for the approval of staff report number 4? Moved by Vice President Crowder. May I have a support?
Second.
Supported by Secretary Rush. Any questions, comments, concerns before we approve staff report number 4? Madam Secretary?
President Taylor,
Yes.
Vice President Crowder, Ms. Rush, yes, Ms. Watley Seeds, Ms. Buchanan,
Yes.
Mr. Bradley, Mr. Watson,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you. Staff report number 5, approval of terminated retired employees.
Submitting for board consideration to accept the resignations of the instructional and interventionist staff. Tanya Dingus, teacher, 3rd grade, resigned, and Shay Briggs Tournament, teacher, social studies, resigned. Recommended action that Benton Harbor Area School Board of Education vote to approve the resignation of the aforementioned staff members.
Thank you. May I have a motion for the approval of staff report number 5? Moved by Treasurer Seats. Supported by Vice President Crowder. Questions, comments, concerns before we call the roll for the approval of staff report number 5? I just want to thank the teacher from ACA for all of her work. I hate that we lost her. She was at the high school for years and then went to ACA, and it's a loss to the district. So good wishes to her and everyone else. Madam Secretary?
President Taylor,
Yes.
Vice President Crowder,
Yes.
Ms. Rush, yes, Ms. Watley Seeds, Ms. Buchanan,
Yes.
Mr. Bradley, Mr. Watson,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you. So at this time, under other, I need to talk about next week's meeting and the schedule for the superintendent candidates. And so Vice President Crowder called me on the phone and says, Mr. Taylor, we need to make sure we have those cohorts of admins, teachers, students, parents, and community involved. So after talking to Mike from Raven Associates, we came up with a schedule to make sure that we get our students while they're in school so they wouldn't have to worry about transportation. And so as I call the schedule out, I'll give it to you as well, Mrs. Crowder, but I need for you to write this down, that way we can give it to Mike and the secretary. So from 1:30, at 1:30, the students will talk to Mrs. Robinson, and at 2 o'clock, they'll talk to Mr. Townsend. At 2:30, the administration will talk to Mrs. Robinson, and at 3 o'clock, they will talk to Mr. Townsend. From 4 to 4:30, teachers will speak with Mrs. Robinson, and from 4:30 to 5, Mr. Townsend. And 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock will be our community engagement. But at 5 o'clock, Mrs. Robinson will be speaking with the community first. And then Mr. Townsend will speak to the community at 5:30. And at 6 o'clock, of course, we'll have the board meeting. That way we include everyone that we talked about on the list in the past.
And the community meeting is at the Benton Harbor Library.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be in this library, I'm guessing. They can arrange that schedule. We didn't arrange that on the phone, but we just arranged the times.
Okay.
All right, and that way it gives the candidates in between some time to eat as well. All right? Does everyone agree with that? Because we'll approve that tonight so we can get that on the schedule. All right? Any other items? Any items for discussion?
Didn't quite understand, this is gonna be held at the public library?
No, that's here. This is for the superintendent, so they'll just start to talk to the students first, right? And that's why the students are, the times I gave, and then we go to the administration, the teachers, and then the full community. Okay? And I'll make sure I'll send it in an email as well tonight. Superintendent comments?
I do have, received a call from Ms. Parker, and I don't know, so the question is, she would like to meet with the board or a portion of the board to get input for the community engagement portion. So, and then Mr. Toad, you can email me if once you guys decide. So she wants to know next week, Tuesday, the 17th, they will be back in Benton Harbor to do some more forums. And I believe it's at 12 o'clock and at 5 o'clock, so they want to meet in between with the board or a portion of the board at that time. So, and I don't know if you want to have it a public meeting or a just an subcommittee or something like that. So
But this meeting is just about community engagement, it's not about finance or anything?
No,
because
this
we
is
have a
just
different.
this is just her subcommittee around community engagement.
Because I think they met today at the library about that same engagement piece, and maybe they're just getting some advice from the board.
They are,
That's gonna be my guess.
Correct. She also made a comment, she didn't want to leave you all out of having input on that portion. So she wanted to make sure she was inclusive to you.
So do we need to reach out to her or have Sue just schedule, send some times out while they're in town?
Correct.
Okay,
And what day is this?
it's gonna be next Tuesday.
Where would they be? Where would we
So,
find them?
I don't know where they're meeting next week.
They're at the library.
They're at the library.
They'll be at the
again.
Benton Harbor Library.
All right.
What time?
So we'll have to figure out the time, but it's gonna be after the 12 o'clock session. So she said those sessions usually go for about an hour and a half. So, about after 1:30,
So between 2 and 5.
between 2 and 5, yes.
So whatever works.
We do have an expulsion committee meeting, from 10 to 2 on Tuesday the 17th.
Hopefully that worked out nice.
Well, but then I got curriculum meeting at 4, so what do you want me to do?
Well, no, you don't have to show up. I mean, it's just that if you choose something.
Yeah, but we don't want to choose.
And then I just had a couple of other comments. I wanted to extend my congratulations to that first MegaBots robots team. I was really excited when I heard the news this weekend. Also, just that the district me and my team, we're continuing moving forward with the progress of what we are actually put in place. So our mentor SOAR program, we're looking to get that started in the second semester. Also, we're still working with outside agencies on creating a dashboard of free services to students utilizing some of the resources within the community, such as Riverwood, Lori's Place, those organizations that would offer free services to our students. And just also plugging away at, I wanted you to know too, that I'm still working with our attorney, taking his guidance on working through the IGA issues. I do have a letter written up that Attorney Martin will be reviewing, and then I'll send that out tomorrow concerning that. So, and I'll also put that in my weekly memo. So that is all I have.
Thank you. So for board comments, we'll start with Mr. Watson first.
Thank you, President Taylor. First, I would like to extend my congratulations to the robotics program as a whole. It speaks volumes to the potential that our children have once we instill what we pour into them. And lastly, I'd just like to say happy holidays, everyone. This is the last meeting, I believe, technically before the year is over with. And I'd like to wish everyone happy, a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ms. Lou?
Okay. To our cameraman in the corner.
I swear.
Really, it's nice to see that robotic team, all the kids, and especially those young ladies that's doing that. And Miss Floyd, I worked with her. I worked in high school 32 years, and Miss Floyd is an excellent teacher. I mean, I was wondering, I thought she had left town, but glad to see her. Same thing with, I wish everybody a happy holiday, and let's continue to pray for one another. And that's some things, I didn't get finished with my letter, but I'm writing a letter to the community, because everybody can tell you something, but what are you doing? So what I would like to say to the president and everybody else, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I don't know if I'm gonna be at all these meetings, because I'm planning on, my godson supposed to pick me up. He called me, gonna send me a plane ticket. That'll never work, because I'm not flying nowhere. But anyway, everybody have a happy holiday, and let's begin to continue to love one another. But Miss Rush, you my girl, you my hero. The OJ got a song, the legend, the dad and his son sang to Release My Wing. You are so nice, Miss Rush. You give and you give. I love that. Continue to bring me those goodies. I thank you.
And so treasurer receipts, before we get to you, the superintendent has one more announcement. I apologize.
I am so sorry. So I had it in my notes. I wanted to make sure you all knew that ACA is participating in a program called Go It. It just started this week. What is it? Go It, G-O-I-T. So it is with a consultancy agency called Tata Consultancy Services, one of a pretty large technology organization. And they have one of their community engagement programs that they reached out to Whirlpool then reached out to ACA, and they're moving forward with this program. This is all free funded, and what it does, it increases interest in STEM and computer science through design thinking, mobile app development, and mentorship from the TCS employee and community volunteers. Throughout the process, students will participate in 6 modules that include fun activities, computational thinking, prototyping, presentation, building skills, and more. And then they'll have their presentation, and it's a competition as well, December 18th from 3 to 6 o'clock it's probably be at ACA. So you're invited to that as well. And then also thank you, Dr. Rush and the board for the good goodies that were in the cafeteria. It was really nice and a really nice gesture.
Treasurer receipts.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for everybody that did come. I just want to say thank you to you, and all of you. You especially, because, I asked Michelle to take care of something for me, and she was able to do that, and you too, Mrs. Rush. Well, whoever brought the flowers. I appreciate you taking care of them for me. And I just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy New Year. Don't want to leave anybody out.
Secretary Rush.
Happy holidays to everybody. And I just want to thank all the staff that do a great job day in, day out. And all kinds of staff that we don't often recognize. Certainly, we appreciate all our teachers. But today, when all kinds of other things were going on, I want to thank the security and custodial staff that helped me set up with good humor and no complaints. So anyway, I very much appreciate being part of the team here and wish everybody Happy New Year.
Thank you, Vice President Crowder.
Just to clarify on the people coming to meet Ms. Robinson and Dr. Townsend. There's a specific group of teachers that are coming, a specific group of administrators, which is very small on the administrators' part. They probably could come in with the teachers actually, and the parents and students. And I will be taking care of calling all of them and emailing them, letting them know their times. That's what I need that. But thanks to everyone that's here today and that came out in this icy weather. Oh my goodness. So keep safe in the weather. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I just want to echo everyone, right? Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. It's the end of a great year. The year is good and bad, right? It's good because we made it and we're still fighting. And it's also sad because we lost a board member and a friend. But we'll keep the momentum and the fight going, right? Because that's what we do is fight to win for, not for us, but for our students first. Because what you saw today with our young people, that's a win. And that's why you fight to have your own school, right? That's why you fight to create science and technology for our young people. I mean, you know, when you hear mention, Lou, about young ladies, we got to get them into this great field of technology. And so you're witnessing that today. I'm so proud of that Fair Plain East team. When we started working with that team 2 years ago, and to see where they're at now, I saw 4 of my old students in that group. And to see them shine, I just feel good. I keep getting pulled into this stuff, right? But I love it so much that I'll take it, you know. So I may not get rest, but that's all right. Because when I see the joy in the faces of the parents and the students, that's what this is about. That's the only reason why I came back to serve. Because, you know, next year is my final year. That'll be 10 years. And I'm just so glad to serve and so glad to help. You know, we do this for free, but I would do it for free anyways, because I know that it means something. So at this time, you're trying to steal my thunder. No, go ahead.
Before you hit the gavel, I know most of you remember Brenda Butler. She was the secretary at Fairbanks for 25 years. She retired. That was her granddaughter that was murdered Sunday morning. So in your prayers tonight, pray for her so she can be strong. Thank you.
And I also want to send since I still see our young engineer from Whirlpool out here, I want to send a shout out to him as well, because I asked him last week as we finished up about would he help us with the Go IT program. And so he says he would help and talk to our students and give them a presentation. So shout out to Michael. I mean, so he's in it to win it. He came and I didn't even know the young man, and he told me where he worked, and we started to talk and we knew some people, and so thank you so much, sir. So may I have a motion to close today's meeting?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Watson,
Second.
supported by Mrs. Lu. Madam Secretary?
President Taylor,
Yes.
Vice President Crowder,
Yes.
Ms. Rush, yes. Ms. Watley Seeds?
Yes.
Ms. Buchanan?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Bradley? Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Motion passes, meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, 7:02.
Told me, go 7:30.